Hi everyone, I'm SadakshChauhan, a third year undergraduate from the Department of Civil Engineering, and I'm contesting for the post of General Secretary, Sports Affairs. I have been a part of the Institute Sports Council for the last 2 years, and I'm currently the Institute Football Secretary. I have also been an active member of the Institute football team for more than 2 years now. As a player, I have gained a better insight into the training requirements of our contingent, and currently, as an Institute Secretary, I understand how the administrative aspects, which are at the back end of sports, work. As a GSEC candidate, I envision a glorious and inclusive atmosphere in the institute, wherein all sports enthusiasts are catered to and everyone has access to the opportunities for improving and showcasing their talent. Some of my key initiatives, which have been taken with this underlining vision and in consideration of both the short and long term future of the institute, are for the following: the incoming batches to build a better future for the upcoming players, the general championships to reignite the hostel culture, journalism, a new avenue in sports for better outreach, the sports app for working towards digitizing sports in the institute, infrastructure for the upkeep of our state of the art facilities, and to rope in some new projects for the sports fraternity. Okay, so my vision for the monthly sports podcast is to have a platform where all the students can frequently get to know about the current affairs of sports in the institute. This would go a long way in increasing the awareness of the student community. The plan is to have a short video of 7 to 10 minutes, briefly covering all the recent events, GC results, and the matches played by the institute teams in local or outstation tournaments. We can also elaborate upon the upcoming events to be conducted by the Institute Sports Council so that people know beforehand what they can get involved in the near future. I expect the audience to be all institute residents, and a lot of people in our institute follow sports. So this would also prove an incentive for them to follow institute sports as well. And this would also be a method for increasing the awareness and reach of the institute teams. That the players will also be appreciated by the general audience. Okay. The ID Mumbai Sports app is a very important project that will be completed in my tenure, and it has been in the pipeline for some time now. There are a lot of elements in the application which could be the unique selling points for it, like the GC Live scoring, player statistics portal, and the ladder ranking portal. As far as the utility is concerned, a lot of elements in the application, like live scores and statistics portal, would be interconnected, and this could further be used to send personalized e-certificates for the users in the events that they have participated in. This would streamline the process of resume verification for the sport related points. A very important aspect, first I will start with telling how important contingent excursions are. A very important aspect of performing in inter-IT is how well our contingent is bonded and how many people are cheering for you. This is something that can't be enforced and needs to come intrinsically. For this, the interaction is very important, and to facilitate this interaction, I have planned contingent weekends and contingent excursions. A very major issue for planning contingent excursions is the size of our contingent, which is roughly more than 200 people, and managing them is a very big hassle. During my tenure, a straightforward solution for this is that we will divide the contingent into two parts on the basis of the venue for the sport in the inter-IT. The recent trend for inter-IT has been that it has been conducted at two venues, an old IT and a new IT. This would solve the problem of accommodation in inter-IT. And as far as the contingent excursion is concerned, the total number of people in every batch would reduce significantly. And then managing them would not be an issue. Uh, I don't think managing around 100 people would be an issue. And the idea behind this was keeping the contingent together. Dividing it on the basis of their inter-IT venue is a is the logical solution. And a lot of department trips go with more than like 100 and 150 students. So managing 100 people wouldn't be an issue, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, the plan for allocating dedicated gym slots for the team is to make sure that the general public is not affected. The main hurdle is to identify the specific time slots in the gym when the least number of people from the general institute population are using the facilities. I have identified a total of at least 20 hours of gym slots that would be available for the institute with minimum general institute public. The idea is to have 2 gym sessions a week for the institute teams, at least for the outdoor and field sports, in which strength and endurance play a huge role. The smaller teams with less number of contingent members will be clubbed together to maximize utilization of these allotted time slots. The coverage aspects of inter-ID that exist right now include the daily highlights of the result of our team during that day. And these include primarily text, it's text-based and just the results of the contingent. My plan is to elaborate more on these highlights with video clips, detailed results, and information of the best performers of the day, which would be compiled by the respective secretaries every day. And I plan to publish them on our social media platforms to ensure that the athletes in our contingent get the due recognition for their efforts and due recognition for their efforts. This is very important because appreciation is a very major aspect of motivating people to strive for achieving results for the contingent. The aim is to also to give an overall experience of inter-IT to other institute residents as well as capturing the train journey, team meets and interviewing players. Okay. The issue with Queens are is that in our odd semester, primarily, which is the first semester for freshmen and Sophies also, the third semester for Sophies, people get a lot of time in the third semester as compared in the odd semester as compared to the even semester. And this is the time when most of our institute team practices are in full flow. So the idea behind this was that we need to provide a beginner platform for women to participate and learn sports. The vision was to provide women with a platform to play, learn, grow, and showcase their talent. The plan is to reserve 2 1-hour long slots at the institute sports facilities wherein they can play freely and can also avail the proper guidance of the sports officer on how to learn the sport. To ensure that it remains relevant, we can first break down a year into 3 parts: the autumn semester, spring semester, and the summers. During the autumn semester, as I mentioned, the institute teams are going through with the rigorous practice throughout the sem, and hence the sporting facilities are not really available to the general public. This is one of the prevalent reasons for the lack of girls' participation of sports in the institute. For this, I'm planning to have morning slots or early evening slots reserved for women during the time the institute teams don't really require the facilities. About the spring semester, since there are a lot of events in the institute, be it GCs, Avan, and even the team practices, if new people, especially girls, come in and learn, they have an incentive of playing in these events and eventually even become a part of the institute team and join the regular practice. For summers, this could be integrated with the Summer School of Sports, wherein a lot of people already learn sports and get involved. This would make women feel more welcome and be a part of the community. Uh, I expect around 10 to 12 women at least for every slot, at least 10 to 12. And this could also be increased because there are a lot of female participants in the inter-IT contingent also. Uh, we could get them to promote sports within their groups and communities and get them to bring people to the sporting venues. And I expect this to continue because a lot of our sports officers and coaches are really good coaches, and they're very good for beginners because they have been taking NSOs for some time, and they have an idea on how to deal with beginners and actually improve them. So this would prove an incentive for people when they're coming to the fields and then actually they're learning and seeing the effects. Uh, the continuous participation would be ensured. The plan of action is to showcase our various sporting venues as superb places to advertise and utilize the reach of our social media platforms in the pitch for the corporate sponsors. The idea of benefits for us is not monetary, but in terms of kinds, like refreshments and awards. In terms of branding, the plan for having boards for the leagues with the sponsor's name would also help in the ambience. Currently, we also have a PG Sports Council, which is a part of the Institute Sports Council. The entire point of having PG specific events and even a separate council is due to the fact that since the involvement and representation from the PG community is low, we conduct events exclusively for them. Now, I'm a firm believer of how important postgrads are for a contingent. If we consider the 2017 GC winning contingent, there were many reasons why they were champions, and one of them was a healthy chunk of the members were PGs. It's an undeniable fact that, in comparison to their undergraduate counterparts, postgraduates have much more experience because they have already played the sport at an undergraduate level. Their experience and guidance would be of immense importance to our inter-IT contingent if we want to bring back the general championship home. As I mentioned, we hold specific PG events because there's not much participation from PGs in general events. Uh, One of the major reasons for this is the lack of awareness in PGs. So with this, we can involve the PG Sports Council and the hostel councils of PG hostels to ensure that people at least know about the PG specific trials and that they know about the PG specific trials and then they will come to these trials. No, there won't be any reserved spots. I'm planning on having the PG trials before the normal inter-IT trials, so that once we are done with the PGs, we can have a decent number of PG. We can judge them on the basis of the quality, and if we feel that there are people good enough for the team, we can have them. And as far as conducting normal trials, if we are finding good players there also, so I think it's not an issue that we increase the total number of people in the camp. This would increase the participation in the team and competition within the team. And ultimately, people would strive to improve their performance. And then this would also be a healthy aspect in improving our team's quality and performance in inter-IT. As I mentioned, my vision for IT Bombay Sports is to provide an atmosphere where no talent goes unnoticed, be it an inter-IT athlete or a freshman with potential to bring laurels for the institute. I'm a firm believer of the ideology that to bring back the general championships home, we need to build the sporting community, which would be reflected in our quality as a contingent and ultimately lead to our goal, getting the inter-IT general championship. It's a slow process, but worth every bit of the effort put in at the back end, and that is what I'm going to strive to achieve.